Imagine this. You once owned a small indie game company named Cubic Games. This company was founded in 2010 and went through many different rebrandings of names. This was because your company already was struggling with finances even though it just got made. Eventually, you finally hit the ground running, striking it with your first ever game, Pixel Gun 3D. Back in the early 2010s, Pixel Gun 3D was the mobile shooter everyone talked about. A blocky, Minecraft-inspired FPS with intense multiplayer battles, clans, and weapons that felt larger than life. For millions of kids, this was more than just a game. It was a game that dominated bus rides, recesses, and late-night grind sessions. But today, Pixel Gun 3D is a shell of what it once was. The player base has dwindled, updates feel bloated, and the magic that was once there is gone. So, what happened? How did one of the most beloved mobile shooters of all time completely fall off? This is Buff Ben, and today we're getting into what really happened with Pixel Gun 3D. Remember to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. First off, this video will be separated into chapters as you see on the screen before you. Think about this as a table of contents. If you want to know more about a certain topic, you could replay it on the timestamps shown. But without further ado, let's actually get into the video. Pixel Gun 3D first released in 2013, starting as a survival-style shooter before evolving into a full multiplayer experience. The timing was perfect. Minecraft was exploding in popularity, and Pixel Gun felt like the dream crossover, blocky graphics combined with fast-paced FPS action. For many players, this was their introduction to online gaming. It didn't matter if you had an old iPod Touch or a cheap Android, you could play. The game had modes like Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Survival, all paired with unique maps full of secrets. Most importantly, the game felt fair. You could grind coins and gems at a steady pace. New updates added excitement without overwhelming players. Pixel Gun wasn't just a game, it was something special that players adored in their childhoods. Not only this, but the campaign was so different. There's really no other word to describe it. The story was mysterious and scary all at the same time. The levels felt emotional, and the scenery felt beautiful, like the developers really tried to hit it hard with this game. To them, it felt like it wasn't just a game, but it felt like they wanted to show the world what they were truly capable of. If only it could have stayed this way forever. By 2015 and 2016, Pixel Gun 3D was at its absolute peak. Millions of players logged in daily, and YouTubers like Exotic Gaming, Fuse3, and Big B Stats made content that fueled the hype. Clan wars were intense, friends stayed up grinding together, and the game had a real sense of competition. For a free multiplayer mobile shooter, Pixel Gun 3D felt massive. It was the Call of Duty or Halo for a younger generation who only had phones to play on. At this stage, the developers had built something special, but with growth came temptation, and unfortunately this is where things started to change. The downfall of Pixel Gun 3D can be traced back into one word: monetization. Around 2017, updates became less about fun and more about selling flashy new weapons. The devs began cranking out guns at a rapid pace, many of which were overpowered and locked behind paywalls. The balance of the game was destroyed. Grinding became frustrating as gems and coins were harder to earn without spending real money. New players had almost no chance against veterans armed with premium weapons. At the same time, the game's identity began to blur. Pixel Gun went from being a simple blocky shooter to a cluttered mess of features, battle passes, lottery chests, armor sets, gadgets, pets, and an endless flood of currencies. The community that once praised updates began to dread them. What used to feel exciting now felt exhausting. As monetization ramped up, the community started leaving. By the late 2010s, the game's reputation had shifted. What was once a fun, fair shooter was now seen as a pay-to-win cash grab. YouTubers who have built their channels around Pixel Gun either quit or drastically cut down their content. The fan base that had been so loyal started migrating to other games like Fortnite, Roblox, or PUBG Mobile. Pixel Gun 3D didn't just lose players, it lost trust. Once a game becomes known for exploiting its community, it's hard to win people back, and the sad fact is, it never did. Pixel Gun 3D still exists today. The developers continue to update it, add new weapons, and run events, but the magic is gone. The charm of the early years, when kids bonded over playground matches and clans fought with pride, can't be replicated. Now the game just feels bloated. It's not the scrappy little mobile shooter that won people's hearts, it's just another mobile game, weighed down by monetization. In the end, Pixel Gun 3D fell off because it lost sight of what made it great. It wasn't the flashiest graphics or the endless stream of weapons, it was the sense of community, fairness, and fun. For those who grew up with it, Pixel Gun 3D will always hold a special place in their memories. But as a living game, it serves as just a tale. The point is, if you chase money too hard, you risk losing the very audience that made you successful in the first place. This was the rise and fall of Pixel Gun 3D. This is the section of the video where I lay down other sequels that were released before or after the initial game. The reason why these weren't in the original script is because they were either useless or didn't have any importance to the main story. Surprisingly, the only game I need to talk about this time was called Pixel Gun World. Pixel Gun World was so unimportant that it's not even on the App Store anymore. Made by Cubic Games, Pixel Gun World was a PC port version of Pixel Gun 3D. Its main objective was to bring the pixelated world to a broader audience. Unfortunately, due to the game being stupidly unfair, often criticized as pay-to-win, it shut down since financially Cubic Games couldn't handle the servers to be up while also handling the mobile servers to be up. In the end, what did we learn? That Pixel Gun 3D fell off because of its monetization, greediness, and scandals it pulled on players. This is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe. I even got a new channel now in which I post my music on, so visit that too. But for now, this is Buff Ben, and I will see you next time. See ya.